I get some of you big guys out here and y'all are drinking, you know, 4 or 5 Mountain Dews and 10 Hell Yeah Brother specials, and Cleater comes by and wins the Freedom 500, and you're standing here with your boy bouncing up and down. We can't have these bleachers failing on you guys. We had to build them right.
Hell yeah, brother. You're on the Cleetus McFarland YouTube channel.
What's going on, guys? Today we're going to give you a full tour of some of the renovations at the FF. So I want to start all the way at the top, and we'll go through everything so I can show you guys some of the improvements we've made and some of the things that we have left that are a major project that we still have to do. So right now we're actually planning our first drift event, which is going to be in March, which is right around the corner. So we have a couple things we have to wrap up quick, and then this place will be ready to go. We did the soft opening, which had a bunch of people in the track. Now I want to do an event like drifting where there's going to be people in the stands, so we can make sure everything's good, bring out some people who care about the track and can point some things out to us if they see them. We think we've done a pretty good job, but today we're gonna go on a tour to show you guys some of the improvements we've made, including the bleacher set that I haven't given you guys any close-up looks at yet. But as you can see, just one of the big things that we're starting off with is those signs. So we added an entire new row of signs to turn 1, and then it actually shoots over onto the drag strip. So when the drag strip has big events, we can get some extra exposure, you know the deal. If you just take a look, man, everything looks nicer, more cleaned up. The fences look better. We do have our new shack down there, which we'll show you that right before we shoot in. Got neighbors, security car sitting up there, you know, he's got to keep watch. So this bad girl, dude, brand new shed. I mean, sounds cheap. It's actually pretty nice inside. You can see, pretty nice little shed. This replaced the one that I obviously ripped down. I would like to get rid of this too. I don't know what this is gonna do. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's cooked, but here's a closer look at the signs. They came out really good. So, Motion Raceworks, Texas Speed, Holly, Nitto, and Heatwave all signed on for the year 2021. Yeah, you can see neighbors chilling up there. Freedom Frank's already left for the day, so we parked her up there. Clean, dude. Fire me up. As a lot of you guys know, we got our food and beverage and our beer and wine license last week. We do have a new sign up here, new Freedom Factory sign. That's pretty exciting. I turned the lights on in here. It's so bright. Hold on, people. Ooh, show them in here. Show them the carpet. I'll show you guys the carpet. This is exciting. Who remembers the moldy couches? We got fresh carpet now. No more moldy couches. And we kept our old tables, but there's no more moldy beds in here with the weird things in there. Obviously, we keep mullets on standby for all the staff members. Always keep an RC airplane around in case you get in some sort of battle situation. You need long distance weaponry. Oh, the sandwich boards. Show them the sandwich boards, dude. So many of those.
They look great.
Yeah, I think I got them.
They're on.
Are they on?
Yep.
One of the things you want to avoid liability, you do some better lighting. So check this out. We improved all the lighting through the walkways, put in some LED lighting. We wanted to make it nice and bright in here. Look at how bright it is now. At night, dude, it shines in here. And then Alec, camera guy right now, painted the ceilings, painted the walls. Y'all are looking dialed, dude.
And we're gonna put that bald eagle here.
Yeah, and then the bald eagle from my house, we're putting on that pedestal. We got rid of the old fountain. Didn't work, so don't judge. So guys, let's take a quick cruise through the kitchen. It's looking freaking fantastic in here. Power bill's definitely going up a little bit because we got to keep the coolers running, keep them clean and all that. This walk-in fridge and freezer set was not functional before. Check this out. Now we got the fresh condensers back here with the FF logos covering them up. Check that out, dude. That is the real deal. So just fire it up, man. See everything working. She's a dialed in unit in there, guys. And then back here, we've got an all new composite roof over the ice machines. Got to turn the breaker on to get power back here, but this is our storage area. And then we built in new countertops for the food vendors to have the POS systems up on top here. Anything they need to do sales, and also it's easier to serve, you know. Goes right from the food warmer on here to the customer. All right, so in here, there's a lot to see. The merch room is gone. The whole beer serving thing gone, but guys, bear with because we have a plan. We had the Freedom Factory sign, obviously you guys saw it, and it said, hell yeah, brother, you're at the Freedom Factory. It didn't bother me, I put it in the other video, but Chris from Project Prime said it bothered him too much. He came out here and fixed it up. He put a patch on it, and you actually cannot even tell. Over here, we used to have the merch room. As you guys know, the merch room, you know, that's supposed to be a spot where we're gonna sell the Freedom Factory merch, other Cleetus merch, things like that. Well, structurally, everything stayed the same, but we had to basically tear down the walls because they were so thin and rotting. So when we went to put in the new roof, we just tore down the entire room, put in a brand new aluminum composite ceiling. Super solid compared to the 1/8-inch thick piece of metal that used to cover these up. And then this week, this gets an entire new wall. It's gonna have new walls here. And like I said, structurally, it's all the exact same building. We just tore down the rotting walls to repair them with some fresh, you know, not rotting wood. And then down here, you guys are up to date because we talked to you about tearing out the bar wall. So tore all that out, got rid of that. And for the soft opening, we just had barriers around all this stuff so no one could go in there. And it's just kind of kept it safer so that people don't go in there and get into something they shouldn't have, you know? So it's all good. Let's hop in here real quick, show them the deal. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Looking clean in here. So as you can see, guys, we got all the urinals cleaned up, everything like that. All new LED lights in here. They used to have that box over them too, but since we're running these brand new LED fixtures, we can have them exposed, and they're just so much nicer. Such better lighting too. Yeah. It's dialed in. So this has been one of Alex's projects, so he did a really freaking amazing job on that. You can see Ryan, the Crown Vic guy, actually painted and welded these together because they kind of had a pretty serious droop to them before. They kind of teeter-tottered, so Ryan welded a couple of them just to make them a little bit more sturdy, and then we also painted them yellow so that they're just a little bit more of an apparent, you know, they're a drain in the ground. They have to be there, but it's better that people see them before, you know, maybe stumbling on them. So then over here, we got the hot dog cart. Still need a restoration on that deal. But we also tore out the beer selling room. We're going to be putting that back. And then the rest of this is just going to be kind of covered seating. So if you buy some food and you don't want to sit in the stands and eat it, you can sit under here and have your food. So as you see, there's shops, and then there's the garage all the way on the end underneath the stands the whole way. We have this entire open area here. I was kind of thinking we could do some car show style parking under here, maybe put some of our race cars and things like that, get rid of this chain link and move it back, or maybe even put a roof on it and just make it more covered seating for the big event. It's really hard to decide on all that stuff because we just haven't had the opportunity to have, you know, max capacity in here and see what's needed, but we'll hopefully have a little bit better of an idea after we do the drift event. Old neighbor, dude, chilling out here ready for Cleetus and Cars Houston. You know, neighbor never needs anything, so probably do an oil change on him before we head out. Solid unit, dude. Can never go wrong with neighbor. Give him a quick flash of the bleachers. All right, before we get to those, let's talk about the wall. What we're gonna be doing as a temporary wall for this, so we basically have to have something that pops in here during races, because if some car gets loose, it comes up and pile drives straight into that, it's gonna be a no bueno situation. We're gonna be building a steel fixture that basically just has 2 fork holes. You stick some skid steer forks through it, pick it up, you can come over here, slide it right on the wall. And this is how it's going to work. Basically what we're thinking is we're going to do a 1-inch piece of steel, then there will be an I-beam square on the back of it, and then another steel plate, and that'll allow it to just slide over the top of this all the way on both sides, so that we just have a gigantic removable wall that just comes over, slides on, and it's done. We'll only take it off for a couple events like Cleetus and Cars or car shows, things like that, but for the most part, this wall should be closed off with the steel wall. And it's just like how they did it down there. We're just gonna shave down one side of the steel plate and it'll sit flush with this. So if a car does hit it, there will be a little bit of a bump, but hopefully not enough to really cause further damage. If the car's already in the wall, it's in the wall, so we don't wanna make it worse. All right, so on to the bleachers. This has been the single most difficult, longest, biggest project since we bought the Freedom Factory. So I left my sample piece at home on my desk, but the bleachers are about 97% done. And as you can see, I am standing on some brand new aluminum planks, and let me explain to you why this was way more in depth of a project than I had originally thought. So as you guys know, these footboards, when we bought this place, were all wood. It was old rotted wood, probably about 15 or 20 years old. Some of it had already failed. If you stepped on it in the wrong spot, dude, you were going through this sucker. It was really, really bad. The problem was, if we replaced it with wood, about 10, 15 years, the same problem was gonna happen. And I plan on owning this place longer than 10 or 15 years. So I'm like, am I setting myself up for failure? So what we did is we got a price for wood, and then we got a price for aluminum, and I was like, all right, let's go the wood route. It's just significantly cheaper. It's like 40% of the overall price. But then the wood guy came back and was like, dude, I think we can actually do the aluminum for a little bit cheaper than that. So we ended up getting some quotes for aluminum. It was around $187,000 to do the entire project. But with every project, surprises come out, and then you end up having to buy more material. So all in all, we ended up spending around $220,000 on this project. And the only reason I'm telling you guys that number is because I want you to know that you guys are the ones who help pay for this. Between the pay-per-views, buying the Freedom Construction shirts, you guys are the ones who make all these projects possible. So let me start from the top. Basically, what you have to do when you do a structural project like this is have an engineer come out and tell you, is this aluminum structurally capable of holding certain weights across certain spans? Because, you know, obviously there's not a support every 6 inches. Every portion of this bleacher set has a different dynamic going on. And then you also have to have the engineer inspect the entire structure to make sure that it is worthy of the repairs, so that once there is, you know, thousands of people in the seats, the whole sucker is not going to come down. So we had an engineer out, he signed off on the structure, and then he actually had to get the specs of the material from the manufacturer, enter them into his system, and tell us whether or not the material we have here was good enough for the project we intended to do, which was to repair the entire bleacher set. Turns out we were all good to go. It is an expensive project to do it with an engineer, but as I learned, in the end, it is a great thing to have, because you're pretty much insuring yourself and saying, you know, if something happens, hey, I went to an engineer and that this structure was good to go for the project we were intending to do. So that's not my specialty, it's theirs. But once that was done, we wanted to go an extra mile and make these bleachers as safe as possible. So a couple things you're gonna see that wasn't there before. These kickboards right here essentially have made these bleachers so that no matter where you are in this entire bleacher set, if you had a 4-inch sphere, basically a small child's head, you could not fit it through any single spot on the bleachers that we know of, because we've checked them over a million times. But there's no spot on these bleachers where a 4-inch sphere could fit through and fall down to the bottom. Originally, the bleachers, even where there was aluminum, there was no kickboard here, there was no kickboard here, and there was no kickboard here, and then there was also no bar over here. If you wanted to, you could lean against this fence and you could literally fall straight down if it was a small kid. It was kind of sketchy. And then down here, this fence, it's raining now, sorry about that. This fence only went to here, so that down there was just a gigantic gap. I mean, literally a 5-year-old could have crawled through it. So we have a couple of things we gotta fix. This is oxidation. There's some oxidation from some of the bleacher pieces sitting in a pile and getting rained on, but we're gonna fix that up. And then, this is a perfect time to talk about this example. These are non-skid bleacher skids. So, you know, wood is pretty good, but when you paint it, it can still be pretty slick. These suckers, even when they're wet, non-skid. Keep the people safe. Look at how nice the stairs are. They're legit, dude. They're freaking sturdy as can be. See, I was thinking, if I get some of you big guys out here and y'all are drinking, you know, 4 or 5 Mountain Dews and 10 Hell Yeah Brother specials, a Cleater comes by and wins the Freedom 500, and you're standing here with your boy bouncing up and down, we can't have these bleachers failing on you guys. We had to build them right. Okay, remember when I said 97% complete? Here's the not complete part. This is the handicap seating area. The entire Freedom Factory is wheelchair accessible. As you guys saw, we added the new, you know, ramp to go in. Come right in through the front door with your wheelchair, no issues. And then this is a wheelchair viewing area. We have not completed the railing set that's gonna go around this, so that, you know, we don't want some lady or, you know, guy to fall into the wheelchair section. So that would not be good. Right here, these would be end capped so that there's no apparently sharp object sticking out that someone could hit their shin on. We had to put cones around all those for the last event. There are footboards as far as the eye can see, dude. A lot of footboards. That basically doubled our material. That's why it was so freaking expensive. Here's a good spot where you can see the difference between the material that was existing when we bought here. This was the only aluminum section. And then you can see the new material right here, much shinier. Not only that, I think it's a little bit easier to clean everything up, because now, because if you look in here, there's almost no daylight down underneath these suckers. So I don't think a lot of the trash people are gonna shove through the bleacher planks like they normally would. People do that stuff. Actually, I'll say maybe it's different at the Freedom Factory, because after the first event, there was like no trash on the ground because everyone this track is just one with the people, dude. They just treat it different, I'm telling you. So as you guys can tell, I'm trying to contain my excitement for the bleachers, but this is one of my favorite pieces. My buddy Joey did this and he did a really good job on it. I think you guys saw a glimpse of it in the video when we were making the new entrance, but come check this out. These were wood before and they were so sketchy. They were so sketch. And we rocked it for a while, and then when we were finishing up, the guy, Aaron, who did the entire bleacher set, was like, he's like, nah, dude, we gotta do it in aluminum. So our buddy Joey built these aluminum stairs that bolted in.
So cool.
They're so sweet, dude. So he did a really killer job on these too. Other than that, we didn't do much work to the VIP section. It was pretty much dialed in, ready to go. But as you can see, we had to add in this extra plank here and then the kickboard, dude. So like I said, nowhere you go in the Freedom Factory bleachers, hopefully, can't say it's 100%, I can say it's 99%. There's nowhere you can fit a 4-inch sphere through a hole and potentially, you know, have a child go through it. You guys have gotten the information you need so far, but we're gonna go all the way to the end. I want to show you the full deal. The parrots are making a lot of noise today. So we got to get some stuff to get the oxidation off, couple of the planks. If you guys have any ideas for that, we're open ears on that deal, because I want to shine them all up, make them right. Shining, dude.
Dude, you get a sunburn when the sun's shining.
Legit, you have to have your sunglasses on over here when the sun's out. They are so freaking bright. This is like the worst time to do this video, I feel like, 'cause it's not very bright out. I love it though. Look at how it's just one solid freaking piece, besides that one oxidized piece. We're not gonna talk about that. The Freedom Factory, dude, it couldn't be 100%. We had to oxidize some of the planks. And then, like I said, on the other side, you know, we replaced the end chain link so that it runs all the way down to the bottom. Make sure that, you know, we meet our goal on that 4-inch sphere deal. Now that I'm out of breath from talking about bleachers, you know, just old Clee gets a little excited. We're gonna go to the back of the track, talk about a couple things back there, and then we'll wrap up the video. Okay, so guys, as you know, this whole area back here, the bleachers, the building, they're all kind of shot out. So right now we just have bike fence up, blocking them off from anyone who comes to the Freedom Factory for an event. It's just safer that way because we don't have the time and resources to repair this whole back area right now, but that's gonna be our project for later this year. All right, take her in there, brother. Do it, dude. Take us right over the new patch. Come on here, brother. And when you're in a Crown Vic doing freaking 80, you won't even know the difference. So, pretty happy with how it came out. Let's hit that patch too down there. You can definitely feel the transition a little bit here at the end, but I mean, it's nothing you would care about when you're in a race car. Smooth. Yeah, smooth. So, I don't know. And then here's our old patches. Hit these puppies. Right here. Yeah, so there's some old patches. Oh, we got one more new one up here. Hit the new one right there in the middle. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then back here, this is still a problem, guys. We ended up not getting to this before the event. So as you guys, this is ridiculous. I'm trying to film out here. It's all right. They're part of the track. We just have to deal with it. So guys, we never got to the old pothole before we did the soft opening. So what we're gonna be doing is next week, we have to cut this all out. We have to cut the pipe at the end, cut the pipe at the other end, throw in the patch, seal it up, and then we'll have this done. Then the track will be 100%. We'll be ready to have our first drift night, which is very exciting. Look at how bad the grass looks. We had about, what do you think, 2 weeks where it was just freaking so cold, and I thought the grass was gonna make it all winter, but now it has gone dormant on us. So I think it's called dormant. It's like the grass in hibernation. So it's sad. It's brown. It's alive. It's just brown. So once it warms back up, it'll come back. But it does kill me inside to see it like this. I'm not 100% on the date that I chose yet, but I ran it by like Adam and some of the other big drift guys. It sounds like they're good to go for it. So we'll be announcing it soon. There's gonna be limited spots. It's gonna be a hell of a spectator event because I'm sure me and Adam and Taylor and some of these other dudes are gonna be absolutely sending it out here for you guys. And tickets will be on sale for that soon. Well, that's it. We got work to do. Actually, we're going to Race Leroy today. So thanks for watching. Do it for today. We'll freaking see you later.